think everybody who is waiting is in.
Okay. Let me call the meeting to order. And with that, let me ask you all to please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic
which it
for which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty,
liberty, and justice
for all.
Thank you, and welcome to our reorganization meeting, our July board meeting, our first July board meeting, and our meeting where we welcome Divya, joins the Board of Education effective yesterday. Welcome, Divya. And with that, I would take a motion to elect the president of the Board of Education.
I
Next
nominate
motion,
Bill
please.
Farrow.
Motion, have a second, Pam. A third, Dab. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on a 4-0-1 vote, congratulations, Mr. Farrow.
Thanks.
The meeting is yours, sir.
Thank you. Do I have a motion or a nomination for vice president?
Yes, Jill Citron.
So second. Dab. Second, Dab. All in favor? Aye. There's congratulations, Jill. As we continue the reorganization meeting, I'd ask if we could move numbers 3 through 34 together at one time. Would that be appropriate, Mr. Powers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Bill, I would just like to add those two stipend items for deputy district clerk and clerk of the works.
Yep.
3,100 and 5,000 respectively, same as last year.
So 3 through 34 with the two additions.
And I just want to ask the changes that I asked for, just about like like changing A, B, C, whatever. Like, did someone make those changes?
ABC, I'm sorry.
I mean, there was.
Victor, you were changing that to it was and or.
Oh, you're talking, that's the policies. Is that on this? I'm sorry. So the
Is that on this?
the first policy with the investments, I didn't realize that was part of the reorg. The first policy with the investments, it's those three choices are or.
Okay, because it doesn't say any of it.
It doesn't say and or, but you could use any of those three.
So should we? So you're going to add the word or?
No, it's not necessary.
Okay.
And the other one will make that change
Okay.
for the procurement policy.
Okay.
All right. So do we have a motion to move 3 through 34 plus the two additions?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Pam. Any other discussion? Questions? All in favor? Aye. It's 5-0. I have a motion to adjourn the reorganization meeting and move to the regular meeting of July.
So moved.
Motion, second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Bear with me for 1 second. Just switching over agendas and it's taking a moment. Just give me a second. Come on. Thank you. All right, call to order. Let's start at the beginning. Recommended actions. Recommended be the Board of Education make any necessary corrections and move the approval of the minutes of the budget and board election dated June 16, 2020, and the regular meeting dated June 18, 2020. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have it second.
second,
Jill, you look like you want to say something. Any discussion?
No, I'm trying to. I'm having internet problems.
Oh, okay. All right. All in favor?
aye.
Let's go right to the superintendent's report.
Good. Thank you, Bill. Let me start off with thanking Jericho staff, Jericho administrators, central office staff, and especially to Denise, the fifth grade moving up ceremonies, the middle school moving up ceremony, the high school graduation video, all so well done and so appreciated by our students and our parents and our staff members. I probably got more emails congratulating the district on, in the most challenging times, putting together those celebrations and several other senior awards night and many of our celebrations that normally would have taken place. Just an incredible job, and a thank you to everyone for working so hard to honor our kids as best we could, given the last 3 months of school. So, again, a special thank you and a congratulations to all. I think summer came at the right time. As all of the celebrations ended, it gave everyone an opportunity to take a deep breath. With that, thank you, and thanks for all the hard work, and hopefully people will get a little time for rest and relaxation. However, counter to that, as we ended the school year, we picked up in full speed our district committees on reopening, covering with, I think, over 100 participants, working with central office staff members, coordinating activities. So I would like to ask Ben, if you could just give us an overview of where we are and our timeline, please.
Sure. We have 10 subcommittees, which were led by members of the district planning team. They've been meeting over the last 2 weeks. Most of the committees have completed their work. We had about 100 people, and they included parents, students, teachers, administrators, learning center instructors, substitute teachers, clerical, custodial, teacher aides, transportation, and a representative from Altaris. It was our consulting firm. All committees are sharing their input right now via a Google Doc format. We're reviewing all the data, and we'll have recommendations for 4 scenarios, which will be completed next week and sent to New York State before the end of next week. That's our plan.
Good. Thank you, Ben, for your hard work in coordinating all of that activity. And again, we are planning for all scenarios, as I think just about every district that we've spoken to in terms of planning for reopening, planning for some of the hybrid models that are out there, and planning for remote instruction. The governor, for those of you who I'm sure have not heard, but the governor released a press release earlier today where the governor was once again asked to comment on schools reopening in September. And I think that was in regard to Mayor de Blasio saying he plans to open schools in September. The governor stated that it's far too early to assess the health and safety of our kids and our staff, and for him to make a determination that he believes he has the ultimate authority to make statewide on whether schools will open in September. Again, we are planning for an opening. We are planning on looking and carefully studying some hybrid models, and we are definitely looking under Barbara's leadership. We're looking at evaluating how remote instruction looked. And how, if we are back on remote in September or at any time in the fall, how we can ensure that we step up that process based upon our past experience. I also would like to just announce a few things. The Board of Ed, realizing that summer activities are limited for our kids, has made the decision, whereas we usually close our grounds for the summer, this summer we will be leaving all of our grounds, playgrounds, track and tennis courts will all be open for the summer. We also, in terms of summer activity, there's a great deal of construction work that is taking place in the middle school and in the high school and at Jackson Elementary School. So there will be a great deal of activity around the middle school, high school, and Jackson over the summer. We are running this summer, and let me underline, we're running special education program. So those youngsters in our district that through their IEPs are educated for 12 months per year. There's approximately 36 students who fall into that category in grades K to 12. Those kids will have a summer in-person program running at Kaniak this summer, I believe starting next Monday. And that program is up and running with Jericho staff members supporting our kids. And we thank those Jericho staff members for volunteering to continue instruction for those kids who are in great need for continuation of instruction. Our calendar usually comes out around the first week in August. Because of all of the unknowns, we've asked Denise to hold off the printing of our calendar till August, when we have a better idea of what the fall is going to look like. So for those of you who are waiting for a calendar, again, it probably will not be printed and sent out till the end of the summer and pretty close to the beginning of the school year. We do have online our overview calendar that has the days that school will be open and days that school will be closed. Let me see what else I have. Then the last thing I have on the list is that we have made a decision that from now through the month of September and October, all district meetings will be Zoom meetings. So for the first 2 months of the school year, all of our activities will be remote. We will assess the situation in September and October and make a decision what we will be doing for November and December. But as of now, all of our district meetings, PTA meetings, parent meetings, student orientation meetings, all those meetings will take place by Zoom. Bill, I think that's superintendent's report.
All right, well, thank you. Divya, I was remiss in not welcoming you, so welcome to the Board of Education. We all very much look forward to working with you as you now join the board and the learning process, and we're all here and available to you with any questions, anything we can do, but we're thrilled to have you, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. Honor and a privilege. I'm really excited. Thank you.
Great. Hank, I just want to kind of reiterate just for a second, if I could, again, extend on behalf of the board a thank you to the administration, to our faculty, to our staff, and to our teachers, really our teachers who are in the trenches, and thank you for what is going to take place over the summer, which is, having to prepare for different scenarios of what school will look like. And so this summer, I know for teachers will not be the summer that maybe they're typically used to, because I think we all agree that in the event that the governor says that we're going to teach remotely, we're going to have to do it differently than we did. We didn't necessarily have an opportunity to prepare, but in this event, knowing that what the possibilities are, knowing how great our staff is, knowing how great our curriculum is, and led by the administration, that the teachers will have a lot of work this summer to do, and we appreciate in advance that their summer will be different. And so I want to just, on behalf of the board, just to extend a further thank you to all our teachers and staff. Public opportunity.
Hank, I'm sorry, there was a question on that said, can you share what the hybrid is?
Yeah, right now there are several hybrid models that we're looking at. Again, I think once Ben's report is finalized, the hybrid models that we're looking most seriously at will be made public to our school community.
Thanks. I actually don't see the questions in the chat, Victor. So if there's any others, please let me know.
Got it.
All right. Public opportunity to be heard. If anybody has a question now, this would be a good time to ask the question, or if you'd like to make a statement. I know a lot of time hasn't passed from the last board meeting to now, and usually the reorganization meeting and the meeting that follows are typically pretty short. So are there any more chats, Victor, that you can see? I can't see any.
Not as of now, no.
Okay.
There was, Bill, a question in terms of, does that mean that the open school night will be held by Zoom? Will it be held or not? And as of now, we're looking at the open school contact between kids, parents, and teachers in some form of Zoom format. Obviously, that plan will come together toward the end of the summer.
Bill, another question. So what are teachers doing now to prepare for distance learning?
Yeah, I can see them now. Thanks. Yeah. Hank?
Okay.
Barbara?
We've we've scheduled a number of classes over the summer in service classes that deal specifically with learning methodologies for distance learning. We also have planned at the end of the summer in August, we have a number of R&D workshops that are run by the curriculum associates that will also feature methodologies for distance learning during those workshops. So we have workshops all along, every are devoted to.
Thank you. I see there's another question. Didn't we say a hybrid model is not an option in as much as there'd be 1,000 students per day? I think when Hank mentions a hybrid model, I mean, again, we're going to have to follow the directives of the governor. If the governor says you can only have this many children in a classroom or this many students in a school at a given time, he will in essence, Hank, I assume, be forcing a hybrid model on us under those circumstances. You're muted, Hank.
Again, the potential exists that that we will receive a directive from the governor's office or from the state education department outlining what reentry will look like. And that could include, in the discussions we've heard in Albany, that could include a mandate for some form of hybrid model.
And I guess we should just say this publicly for the folks that are here. I know most of the people on here realize this, but we received a few letters back and forth from some community members urging the superintendent and the Board of Education to bring our kids back to school. And we want to reiterate again that that's really not our decision to make, that it's been dictated from the start, from March when we left. We've had to follow the edict of the governor and the state, and that will not change. As much as we want to get our kids back in classrooms, as much as we want to get our teachers back in front of them, it's not really up to us.
And what we're trying to do, what the committees have done is really account for every possibility that the governor would propose. So we're going to have scenarios that would meet any one of his proposals, because we've been told what they could be. We don't know what it is, but we know that there are going to be several options out there. And we've accounted for every one of those options. And once he or whoever says you're going to do X, we will have a plan for X. That's what the committee work has done.
Okay. Mr. Powers, if the state says that schools are to be fully open and we deem that that would not be safe for our students, could we override the governor's decision?
You're muted.
Chris, you're muted.
Muted. Can't hear.
Sorry, how's that?
Good.
So when the governor issues an executive order, Mr. Farrell, it always comes with certain teeth to it, being that if you defy the order, he ultimately has the ability to say, well, then you're not going to get the state aid that we were promising to you. So anytime you would go up against an executive order such as that, you're taking the risk that with that could come some financial implications as well.
I don't know, somebody asked what are the options. I thought we just discussed that. I'm not sure exactly what that question means. If the person who,
what are the hybrid options?
Again, the hybrid options are still under review and discussion, and they will be made public shortly.
thanks. Any other comments? I don't see any. At this point, we've moved that up to public hearing. No new business. Approval of schedules, BSAF.
Bill, I'm sorry. I think we're adding a board meeting date.
Yep. We agreed to add a work session. What date?
July 20th.
I think we're actually adding a board meeting so that the board, if we have any personnel appointments and
Right. You're right.
pay bills, so we will announce a meeting 5 p.m. on July the 23rd.
Thank you.
I actually thought it was later. I don't remember 5 p.m.
Was it for your schedule? Was it 6 p.m. Pam?
Yeah.
I thought it was 5.
No.
I think it was 6.
Okay. So Denise, let's note that for 6 p.m.
Okay. Do we need a motion for that, Chris?
Well, put it in our.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So I have a motion to add a Board of Education meeting on July 23rd, 2020 at 6 p.m. I have a motion, Jill. Do I have a second? Pam, any other discussion?
Yeah,
All in
Bill,
favor?
Basically, at that meeting, we will revise our meeting schedule for the 2021 school year. There's some revisions based upon board's ability to meet and their schedules. So at that meeting, the board will adopt or re-adopt a meeting schedule for the 2021 school year, both in terms of regular meetings, executive sessions, or work sessions for the coming school year.
Okay.
I just want, we did agree to do it at 5 o'clock, but it is 6 is in the earlier. So
6 is fine. Right? 6 is fine with everybody? All right. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Lisa, for your comment regarding the committee work. The committees are up and running, and we'll continue to report to the public on all the work the committees are doing. Last question I see is the submission to the governor a public document.
Yes, it is.
I believe it, yeah.
It is.
It
It is, okay.
all the submissions are public documents. Again, what we know now is there should be a submission on or about July 15th. That date may change, and we've received no specificity about what should be contained in that document. So we're going to take the work of our committees and put that into a Google Doc, which until we receive some specific direction, that will be our document for submission.
Thank you. Okay, so I have a motion to move schedules BSAF 9725 through U 320. So a motion. Deb, do I have a second? Pam? Well, any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. We have a motion to adjourn.
don't move.
This needs to be Divya's motion. Her first meeting, she has to move to adjourn. Yep, there you go. Pam, Jill, second.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Enjoy the beautiful 4th of July weekend. It looks like we're going to have great weather. Again, to our administrators and teachers, take this weekend to just kick back and relax. And again, thank you for all your work and bringing the school year to fruition and all of the great moving up ceremonies and the graduation ceremonies and all the positive feedback. So thank you as always, and enjoy this long weekend.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.